Hello, my name is Monica Robinson, and today I will present my Interpersonal Communication Project for Human Services 508 at Liberty University. Next slide. My presentation itinerary includes the definition of communication and interpersonal communication, enlarging the conversation, my overarching goal, my personal background information, potential communication barriers, identify and provide solutions to noise pollution, my plan of action, summary, and references. Next slide. Communication. According to Stewart, communication and communicating label the continuous, complex, collaborative process of verbal and nonverbal meaning-making. The term interpersonal labels the kind of communication that happens when the people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. Stewart. Next slide. Enlarging the conversation. My idea of enlarging the conversation is to become a mindful listener by giving my undivided attention to the speaker physically and emotionally. I also want to encourage dialogue by having a mutual understanding rather than agreement or immediate solutions. Stewart. Mindful listening is the mind and body working together to communicate. Mindful listening requires you to see, hear, and feel with your whole being. Stewart. Next slide. My overarching goal. My overarching goal is to improve my communication skills by acquiring and utilizing knowledge that will allow me to effectively express myself, while also understanding what it means to be a good listener. This will allow me to build trust and have confidence in my ability to interact with others. Next slide. My background and behavior blend. My uniquely you profile demonstrated the following. This is expected of me. SC. Compliant and trustworthy. This is me. CIS. Cautious, supportive, and organized. The characteristics of my personality blend include more passive than active. I have strong people skills. I can be both outgoing and reserved. And I'm not pushy or controlling. Carbonell. Next slide. My positive personality traits indicate that I am caring, friendly, and a problem solver. I create a positive atmosphere, and I'm skilled at resolving and avoiding conflicts. My negative personality traits indicate that I think too much when making decisions. I need to be more assertive when people are controlling, and I can become too concerned with getting the facts right. Carbonell. Next slide. Potential barriers in my interpersonal context. Nonverbal communication. Nonverbals make it more difficult to hide what we feel. Burley Allen. Perry Mason. A Perry Mason disguises statements, or more likely accusations, with question marks. Peterson. Stereotypes. Preconceived judgments that may include race, age, gender, religion, or vocation. Next slide. Internal noise pollution. According to Burley Allen, Internal distractions are things people do to build barriers that prevent them from listening effectively. Hearing what you want to hear, not hearing what is communicated. Listen to everything and not just what sounds good. Biased listening involves negative past experiences because they affect our ability to listen effectively. Do not distort the information in any way. Emotional listening involves certain topics or experiences that cause the listener to tune out. Try not to let emotions create obstacles to listening. Next slide. External noise pollution. External noise pollution refers to things in your environment that make it hard to listen effectively. Things such as clock watching, traffic, interruptions, or tapping foot or pencil. Burley Allen. Next slide. My plan of action using my overarching goal. Empathy, encouragement, and evident emotions show your interest, understanding, and involvement in the conversation. Gessel. My plan of action for improving my interpersonal communication skills include becoming a mindful listener, because this will allow me to be in the moment and not just going through the motions of listening. Next slide. I will refrain from being critical and judgmental, because this will help me to build and maintain positive relationships with my family, friends, and colleagues. This type of listening increases the emotional level of the talker, or else he or she feels turned off and chooses not to continue the conversation. Burley Allen. Next slide. I will learn to appreciate the positive communication skills I have and use them to my advantage. I will have more confidence in myself by eliminating barriers that interfere with effective communication. I will become more assertive so that others do not take advantage of me or the situation. I will incorporate these communication skills on a daily basis. Next slide. Summary. Throughout Human Services 508, I have gained some powerful interpersonal communication skills that will have a positive impact on my life. I have learned what it means to really listen. I will use what I have learned in this class to build and maintain strong relationships with the people I interact with. We are born with the ability to hear, but hearing is not the same thing as listening. Hearing is a passive activity that comes naturally, while listening requires training and motivation. You really have to want to understand what the other person is saying. Ostinsky. Next slide. The following slides include my references for my presentation. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.